Hi there, artists. So today I'm going to be showing you how to do a clay fish. So although I'm going to make a very similar fish, you can make something completely different if you like, but following the same type of techniques. Or you can make this fish. And then in a future art class, we will make all of the other more random details. But I want to get you going by starting with a nice clay fish. So I'm going to set this one aside. And first you can see that I made another one example here. It's got some similarities and some differences, like this part and this part. So let me go ahead and get started. Again, I'm going to go kind of quick. You're going to get a chunk of clay, all right? What I need you to do is hold it in a ball-ish shape. I need you to stand up and wedge it. To wedge it, you hold it in a ball-ish shape, you press it a little bit, you turn, and you press it a little bit and turn, and you're going to do this about 10 times using the strength of your muscles to squeeze it. This seems pointless. It is not. The purpose of this is to remove any trapped air bubbles that are in your clay. Trapped air bubbles can cause your clay to break when it dries. So, I do not have x-ray vision. Do not walk up to me and ask, Miss Langdon, did I wedge this? I do not know. Make sure you do it. It seems like it's not important. Once again, it sure is important. I'll remind you. When you're ready to start sculpting, take your clay and you're going to rip it in half. To rip it in half, twist it, twist it. And you'll have two pieces. One might be a little bit bigger, one might be a little smaller, no problem. I'm going to use the one that's just a hair bigger, and I'm going to press it into a ball-ish shape. It will not roll into a ball-ish shape because it is too big of clay. It's a ball-ish shape, not perfect. And now I'm going to again use my hands and flatten it so that it's like a cookie. All right. All right, it's a cookie. This is going to be my body. Before I move on, when you move clay, you stress it out so it creates cracks. I'm going to go ahead and smooth my cracks by putting my finger in the water, just a finger, and smooth it out. Nice. Then I need to decide what I want to be the front of my clay and what I want to be the back of my clay. On the back, because we're only sculpting one side of the fish. I'm going to write my name very clearly using one of the tools. Miss L. Flip it over. To make your fish, there's many different ways. Again, I'm going to go ahead, and I didn't do this on my first one, but if you want to, you can use these beads to make scales, all right? You don't have to. To do this, I'm going to lay it, and this is going to be the face, so I'm going to leave it blank. And it's straight right now, but I'm actually going to curve it around the face. And I'm going to press the beads, not fully in, but I'm going to press them in a bit. And then I could pull them out. I can move the beads to another row, and I could do the same thing. Don't forget to press the center beads. Sometimes those get overlooked. And you could do that for the whole body. I'm not going to for sake of time. Other things that you'll need to do are you will need to add the mouth. This mouth, I have it curved up. It kind of makes it look like a smile. You can also just use any tool and just slice through your clay and then pull apart a little bit and you've got a mouth. All right. Now I'm going to start using this other piece of clay to start making some of the details. I'm going to make an eye by pinching off some of them. This clay is small enough that I can roll it into a sphere. And let's see if you guys remember how to stick one piece of clay to another. You cannot just leave it there. Even if you squish it down, when it dries, it'll flake off. What you need to do is score, which means scratch. Score, which means scratch. And then add the slip, which is the watery clay, to both sides. Then you'll need to squish it on. All right. To add more details into the eye, I like to add a pupil by using a stick. You can just use the flat edge. Other tools work for this too. Stick it in and kind of wiggle it. All right. So to make most of the other details, again, this fin you can do different shapes, but I like to do most things by making a teardrop shape. Take a small piece of clay, roll it into a ball-ish shape. To make it into, if you like the teardrop shape, hold it in between two fingers. Take to pinch your fingers on the opposite hand, going the opposite direction, and just pinch it a little bit forward. And you could flatten it as much as you want by pressing those two other fingers together. Okay, this I could put up here. I could put that down here. I could put that as one part of the tail fin and then add another part. This one I just made one giant tear shape and put it this way. But this one I'm going to do differently. I'm not going to do all of the pieces, don't worry, but I am going to finish the tail. If you want to add texture, you can use a tool to add texture. To attach something, you got to score, which means scratch, and slip, which is the watery glue, or watery clay, excuse me, and stick it, and you can bend it, form it, but still you got to squish it on there. I'll do one more teardrop shape. Roll it into a sphere-ish shape. Hold it between two fingers on the flatter side, and then pinch the opposite direction till you get a shape you like. Add the lines. All right, and then score and slip it on. When you are done, we need to make sure your name is on the back very well. Oops, which way am I going here, Miss Langdon? And then you will not see it for a while because now it's going to be my turn to work on it. When you're not here, I'm going to let it dry out. When it's dry, I'm going to fire it in the kiln. So the next time you see it, it'll be hard and ready for you to start painting it and adding onto your sculpture along with the other fish that you create. All right, everybody, I'm going to stop right there, but happy arting today.